Hello, Language Arts 7. This is Mr. Wilson, and these are the directions for revising your memoir first draft. So the first thing you should do once you're finished with your first draft of your memoir, but before you turn it in, is open up this memoir rubric on the Google Classroom assignment. So I'm going to click there. And once that opens up, you're going to take a look at this and copy all of the text. So I'm just going to highlight it and hit copy. And then I'm going to go back to my memoir, or you will go back to your own memoir. And at the very bottom of your memoir, leave a little bit of space, but then you want to put that rubric at the very bottom. Now the next thing you're going to need to do is fill out your memoir so that it matches the rubric. So your lead or attention getter should be put in bold, just like the name for it is on the rubric. So I'm going to scroll back up and I'm going to find my lead and my attention getter, and I'm going to put that in bold right there. Okay, so now I'm done with my lead and my attention getter, so I'll move on to the next thing. And as you're going through, I would give yourself a grade on what you think you earned for that section of your memoir. So for my lead and my attention getter, I think I did a good job, but I think I could have done a little bit better, so I'm going to give myself 4 out of 5. Okay, for this next section, it's just going to be called the narrative keyboard. So you're going to go through and work through each of the 4 keys on the narrative keyboard. So let's start with action. I'm going to go through my memoir and find all the examples of action that I can, and I'm going to change the color to red. All right, and that lets me know that you've gone through your memoir and made sure that you've included enough action. All right, so once I've gone through, and just like I did here, I've changed all my action parts to red. Then I'm going to go through, and after I give myself a grade for action, I will find all the dialogue parts. And what I would say is, if you want to stick the speaker tag or the dialogue tag as part of that dialogue, then you can definitely do that. So I would highlight this, and I would make that orange to match the other response. All right, so I would go through and I would turn all my dialogue orange, and then I would give myself a grade for dialogue. And I think I did fairly well with dialogue, so I'm going to give myself a 10. Okay, finally, thoughts and feelings. I'm going to go through and see if I can find any thoughts or feelings that I've included. And I would say, here's a good example of me thinking to myself. So I need to change that to match green so that it matches the color on the rubric. And once I've done that for all the examples of thoughts and feelings, I'm again going to give myself a grade. I think I did pretty well. And then finally, this will probably be the most things that you include in your memoir: description and explanation. And this will include sensory details as well as proper nouns. So once you go through and find things that you can include for these, so we looked at this in class, this kind of sensory detail or description, I'm going to want to change that to blue to match the rubric. So once I finish changing all of the examples of description and explanation so that they're blue, I'm going to again give myself a grade, and I would say I did pretty good on that as well. I'll give myself full points. Okay, now the one last thing that I need to do is see if I can find my look back. And for your look back, I want you to underline it. All right, just like the word look back is underlined on the memoir. All right, and once you've done that, you can quickly give yourself the correct number of points for the look back. And don't forget to add up all of your points for the narrative keyboard over here. So I only missed 2, so I got 33 out of 35. And then finally, make sure that you've done all the necessary editing. So all of your sentences start with a capital letter and end with a period. All of your dialogue is correctly punctuated, just like we did on our dialogue quiz. And all of your proper nouns are capitalized, okay? And just make sure that you've also paid attention to spelling and gone through and found any examples where there may be a red line underneath an incorrectly spelled word. Okay, so make sure to get rid of those. And then once you've done that, you can give yourself a correct score for editing and then add up all your points. So I would have 4 plus 33 plus 5 plus 5. So I missed a total of 3 points, and I would get 47 out of 50. Okay, once I've done that, and I've gone through and I've changed all the colors and revised, the next step would be to turn it in. So there should be a turn in button on your copy of your memoir right here. And you can just go ahead and click turn in. And then you can check back in a couple of days and you can see my comments and how I've graded your rubric. And you'll have the opportunity to go back and make some changes and improve your grade. All right, good luck.